When was that war again? You said that was I tried to do something. You said it was World War II. When you said you tracked your genealogy all the way back to kings and queens, and you told me how y'all came from Nova Scotia. Your folks came from Nova into Louisiana, right? And that was the fight for the World War.
Well, you got to remember, we got kicked out of Nova Scotia by the British. They took all our land, all our homes, everything, and kicked us out.
And the French helped y'all.
The French and the British at the time were at war. Because we were a conquered people,
Right.
basically, we had to have 2 years of indentured servitude. In other words, we had to be slaves to the British, British people for 2 years.
So in Nova Scotia, that's not part of America. That's part of
Canada.
Canada. It is a piece of
Right, by Maine, yeah.
Right.
And so a lot of people went to different places. They spread us out. Some went to England, some went to Connecticut. My people went to Maryland.
Right.
The people of Maryland actually were the best as far as treating indentured servitude people. The best.
In other words, part of the 12 states yet?
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
It was all. So for 2 years, our people had to be in Maryland. And then they were free to go. So that's when they came around here. That's when the French gave us all, the French gave us all this land down here in South Louisiana, from Mobile to Galveston. They gave all our people land free. It's yours.
Just to fight, right?
Well, it was marsh. Nobody wanted to live here.
Right.
And they were at war with the British.
It was marsh at the time, and they turned it to land.
They gave us the land, but they knew we didn't like the British because they just stole everything we had. Okay, and made us serve them for 2 years. So we were natural enemies of the British. So they gave us the land because we'd be the first defense against the British. And it worked out great because the War of 1812 with Andrew Jackson, they hit right there in Chalmette. In other words, there was a fight.
So the War of 1812 was in Chalmette?
Yeah. Andrew Jackson right there, War of 1812, that's where it was. That's where it started. In other words, the British came to come through.
Also, before World War I, it was the Nova Scotia War. Well, there was a French.
There was no war in Nova Scotia. The British literally just came in and took over all of Canada. There was no war. They just, this is ours.
Yeah. Be bigger, we got the army.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what happened. They said, it's ours. We want it. We claim it. Well, we already had houses, homes, you following everything, and they just took it.
Oh, so this is nothing about war, none of them. This is just like a friction of French
there
and
was
British.
No war.
Right.
They just took over.
After the war in 1812, you talk about it.
1812 was, there was all kind of wars with the French and the British. That's why we had the land.
1807 was the Gutta-Geechee Wars? How about that?
All I can tell you is that's why we were given the land, yes.
All right. So Chalmette was bigger than what it really was?
No, it's just where the war was. All this was swamp.
All right.
The whole South Louisiana, South Mississippi, Alabama was all swamp. All the way to Galveston, Texas.
So basically fighting on like water, swamp.
Well, nobody wanted the land because it was swamp.
Right.
So it didn't cost them nothing. They gave
That's
it to
why they
us.
call us swamp people. Right. But you still got some swamp houses, and you see.
That's the way it was. So that's how things evolved.
Damn.
Yeah.
So all the way from Galveston, Chalmette to Galveston.
Galveston, Mobile.
Right. That's kind of far.
Well,
Nice chunk of.
You got to remember, there's a lot of things that the French had to. In other words, this was all French territory. They had war with Britain.
Right.
Britain was going to attack the French somewhere, and the French knew it. Their armies were across the thing over there. Okay.
Right.
So.
Oh, so the French came with Christopher Columbus came in what 1462, 14 something.
1492.
1492. So he came with the French. How the French get that from Christopher?
No.
Oh, with Christopher Columbus, Portuguese, right?
No, he was actually
Spain.
Italian, but the Portuguese is the one that gave him the ships.
All right, yeah, facts. So he was Spaniard.
No, he was Italian.
Italian, all right. And how did the French get it from him?
No, they didn't. In other words, Christopher Columbus landed over in Florida.
All right.
And
Oh, we
that's
talking
when
down
they
south.
started. Yeah, they started settling. Then the British took over. They settled the whole East Coast.
All right.
The Louisiana Purchase, as it was called, was from Louisiana. Literally went straight up all the way to
Mississippi
Illinois
River.
and almost all
Down
the
to
way to
Canada.
the West Coast. It was by far the largest
That was a
land.
nice big old chunk. I said that.
Yeah, and the French weren't here. In other words, this was their property. They claimed this, and
Everything
they
on the west
couldn't
side
do
of the,
anything. And that's when they
river,
sold it
Mississippi
to
River.
the United States for what, $16 million. They
Right.
sold half the country for $16 million, and they bought. And that's what they say. Everybody's an immigrant, or not me. I was bought.
Right. That would be Herbert saying, I'm a mutt.
I was bought, buddy.
Right.
I was here and somebody bought me. But they didn't kick us out on that. We just became part of the United States. Which is fine. Yeah, I mean,
The 13 colonies and all yeah.
13 colonies over, we had nothing to do with them.
Well, that's how
That
the
was
United States
British.
formed, huh?
Huh?
That's how the United States formed, doing.